Good morning. I hope you're having a good time this very cold and chilly morning. Don't worry, you're just in time for the social hour. This particular Tuesday, we will actually warm you up by the time we are done with this particular show. Every Tuesday, just making it light and having very light but important conversations right here in studio. And this week we want to talk about not the two of you, as in wewe na partner wako, but now the third party in the relationship, or it could be parties in the relationship. We want to talk about family approval. Ever been in a situation whereby you have fallen in love with someone, or you have made that decision to take your relationship to the next level with someone, but then again, when you break this news to your family, which of course are another significant part of your life, you and them are not reading on the same script? How do you deal with that? Is it even important for them to give you their consent or approval for you to move on with whatever plans you have with your partner or spouse? Maswali magumu.
Leo umetuweza.
Nakwambia. But such is life. And I'm not going to be having this conversation alone. Joining me on set, the lovely ladies, QT and Roberta. Good to see you this morning.
Lovely to see you, ladies. Leo ni blue. Leo niko nje. Lakini ni sawa. I came with all colors for us.
Just
for everyone.
For everyone.
Kuna ka blue pale. So you're doing well.
Yeah. I love your makeup today, ladies.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Ni mwenye amepaka ama ni sisi?
Sisi pia tumeplay a role. Pia sisi tumeplay role. But then ladies, I mean, this has been something that has been like a thorn in the flesh. Kwanza, sijui kama ni wasichana ukataliwa sana ama wanaume pia wako na stories to tell, but they share with us your experiences out there. But sometimes unapata umeenda kwa boy child, umeenda hata maybe ile inaitwangwa show up ama inaitwangwa introduction ama ndio nini. Then suddenly vitu zina change. And you know, sometimes kuna wale wanasikiza familia. Alikuwa amekupenda but hiyo trip mulienda maybe ni December. Vitu zika change. Yeah, maybe mom said kuna issue ama sister ama brother ama someone. I mean, that situation is what we want to talk about, and whether it's important for a couple to even consider what their family thinks about their partner or spouse. Sasa mi sinajua ninaulizanga maswali. That's the best part.
Ona vile umejitoa.
Sasa unajua kazi yangu ni kuuliza maswali QT. But then again, is it important? Does it even add any value consider ile approval ya familia, ama bora umependa, that's it? Your opinion is the most important in a relationship.
Hiyo swali ni tricky, but what I'd say, you know, family is there. Family is bloodline, and family is there for a very long time. So sitaki kusema it really matters, but ukijua huyu mtu wako mko naye for a very long time, na pia familia yako iko hapa for a very long time. So it's important, but sitaki kusema ni lazima. Unaget, like, it's important, but si lazima at some point, and I'll explain why. Because it could be about, sometimes it's about the age, sometimes it's about the tribe, the race, financial status, religion. Kuna factors mob sana pa kuconsider. So they might come in with guns and say, by the way, she's older than you. We are not accepting this. Ama, his financial status is too juu yake. Unaget? So it really depends with what point they are coming with. You need to listen, but it does not necessarily mean that ati lazima utake your advice. Unajua kuna ile advice mtu anaweza kupatia. So you can listen to the advice, but I believe that I am old enough to make my own decisions and to listen to my intuition. Because at the end of the day, my family could be like, hey, we don't want this guy. But I should be able to ask them, why? Why don't you want to approve this guy? Why don't you like this guy? I sit down with them and hear what they have to say. But at the end of the day, kuna zile you can be given some points and you're like, please guys, waseme financial situation. Sana maboy, wanakwaga tu na moja, financial. Kama boy ako na do, inakwaga tick. Kama boy hana do.
Na familia.
I think for the men, ndio nakwambia sana utaona maboy wanakubalika haraka sana.
Juu wako na pesa.
Madem ndio tuko na shida mingi. Madem utapata either ni age, waseme udem ni older than you. So huyu atakuwa amekuoa. wewe sasa umeolewa kabisa. Wewe umedecide kwa unajua kuna zile factors zenye maybe family inaweza come up with, uwasikize tu useme okay fine, may raise concerns zenyu but hapa kuna hivi na hivi na hivi. So you can listen to your family but it does not necessarily mean at hizo points zote zenye wamekupea now you decide oh now I won't date this guy. You know it's marriage and at the end of the day huyu mtu tutahave watoi naye, we're going to have kids with this person, so itafika ile point ya waseme it affect pia watoto wetu, it's going to affect a lot of things Safin. So you need to come up with solutions hata kama hazita work 100% but they need to meet up at some point.
Sasa hizo solutions ndio tunataka because hapo kuna kuanga na shida.
Hapo ni
talk about it but first of all wacha nisikie pia kutoka kwa Roberta. Wewe how do you see it? You can answer these questions in two ways, yeah? If your family's approval is important in your own relationship, and also look at the man that you could be in a relationship with. Kenye familia yao inasema kukuhusu, should he consider?
I hope they like me. But niko single, ni jokes. But like but what I'd say is I think I'll go back to what personally you consider family for yourself. Because mi lazima nirudishange kwa individual, lazima nirudishange kwa mimi mwenyewe kwa self. Whatever you consider is family, then means it's important to you. Yeah. Means these are people you are actively choosing to be around you, people who you love, people who you care about. So it's not necessarily their approval, it's just their, like, informing them so that you're able to show up as yourself within your family and your relationship. And I say it depends with what you consider family, because family ni wase wanakupenda, wase wanakuchoose, wase wana care about you, wase wenye una trust judgment yao, wase, I mean, kuna family members wenye maybe uwezi wasikiza ama uwezi nini, but I hope mna get idea ya what I'm trying to explain.
Wale wana matter.
Exactly. Yeah. I can easily say QT is my family and we're not born of the same, we're not even the same tribe, but we're not from the same area. Why? Because of the way we relate, the way we care about each other, the way we treat each other, take care of each other, etc. So of course, if I consider her family and I have a lover, a new friend, a new job, a new business venture, an idea, it would be so easy for me to discuss it with her or to bring it up. I'm not seeking QT's approval. I just want her to get to hear about what I'm doing, what I'm up to. And then it also helps form your judgment. And this is why I say it matters what you consider family. Because mtu mwenye anakupenda na mtu anataka good for you, haizi kwacha wanguke akikuangalia. Haizi kwacha umake choices zenye si favorable for you akikuangalia. And if you've done enough work on yourself, you're going to be able to discern who is family. Meaning who cares about you, who is important enough for you to consult them on serious matters of your life. So I'd say that for me, my family is not really approval, but my family liking the person that I'm dating, the person I want to get married to, the person I'm in a relationship with. It's very important to me because I consider my family very, very highly. And I know their judgment would be amazing for me. And I keep repeating this. Let me just keep giving a disclaimer. I'm not saying for their approval, because this brings about what QT said about si ati ni a must sana, lakini ingekuwa poa kama tunaweza coexist in harmony, kama tunaweza pendana. Like, I would love for your family to like me. I would like for my family to like you. So while it's a plus, we also need to remember that abusive people, narcissists, people who are generally just horrible and maybe lack empathy, they also came from somewhere. They came from families. And the reason they show up the way they are in adulthood is because their families influenced their ways of thinking. That's where they picked up their childhood traumas. Their family basically raised them. So ukiona mse ana act a funny way, ukumbuke tu kuna pali ametoka. Mama yake ana exist, baba yake ana exist. So would you really want to be with such a person who's abusive, narcissistic? If you can tell already these are their traits, would you really seek or care for the family's approval? Na yeye ametoka kwa hizo mavitu zote zenye unaziona kwa nyumba yenu ama ukirelate na yeye. So I'd say while it would be nice as a plus, I don't think it's
mumeamua
the
kukua
end all.
modest leo.
It's the end all do all.
Zile za it like auniambi black and white, it's important or it's not important.
It's important.
Mumeamua kukua modest that you know it would be nice, but
in short, I'd say it's important. It's important if you're a person who cares about family, you care about family values, you care about all those things, then it's important. But if you're dating someone who hizo vitu haziwork ama haziwezi make sense, of course with enough conversation, evidence, kama mimi sitoki family poa, I think it would be important that the person I marry has some information on my background. So now unajua situation kama hiyo, I don't think at a force ati your uncles have to be here. I don't know which uncles, bro. Like, let's make something else work, you know? So it's just conversation, communication, just nourishing your relationship by how you guys communicate and talk to each other. But narudi tu kwa hiyo point, si a must. Lakini ikikuwa
ina make it better. Yeah, but one thing I've loved about what she has said is you also need to know your family kwanza. And warn your person about them. You need to warn them.
Ajuange mimi natoka huku siku rahisi,
hizo vitu unataka huko kwenu maybe zina make sense, but side yetu those things I've never seen them, or they are not considered as important as your side. So in this relationship we will work this way. We will fit within the context of my family on certain things, and on your side as well. Kama kuna vitu wanaona ni muhimu, we will try and let's meet halfway, because familia ziko different. But then what if, wacha niulize hivi kiti, because mjaniambia
Safina na try
what if wewe you are not comfortable with somebody mwenye sibling wako anaona? How do you go about that?
Like if what?
If you're not comfortable with your sibling's partner. Na ni ukweli by the way una feel tu wako ka instincts kana kuambia kitu na uwezi lala, unajua brothangu mtu wako na yeye something, kuna kitu tu I add up.
Safin,
how do you deal with that?
As I said, opinion iko sawa. If I give my opinion, it's really okay. And I would appreciate it if my mom, my dad, my siblings, they give me an opinion. But I don't want them to impose anything on me. You get? It's very important. For me, family is important because we meet all the time. Utapata Easter tuko home, Christmas tuko home, nini tumeenda kwa madhe. So nataka pia nikikuwa na mtu wangu, nataka pia akwe kwa hiyo environment. I don't want to leave him ati nimeenda home na mtu wangu hayuko because my family does not approve. It will really hurt my feelings. Though sometimes inabidi ukae ngumu, unaona Safin, sometimes inabidi ukae ngumu. So if my brother or my sister has someone that I will just tell them politely, nimwambie na nimpe reasons. I believe you should give someone valid reasons. Usiseme tu ati mimi sipendagi umse, umpendi kwa nini? You can't come and say
ati kuna watu they as Loa saying we don't marry from that tribe.
You see, that's why I started by saying we
so and so's family.
And I told you, Safin, when I started, it could be religion, it could be tribal lines, it could be racism. Na hizo vitu zote na zinakuaga hazijawahi kosa. Utenda maybe madhe akwambia hapana, you cannot marry from this tribe. Unajua, it's up to you to actually ask your family why. Usikubali tu uambiwe like we can't marry from this tribe, this religion inakuaga hivi na hivi. Look, I already know all these things. When I'm dating this person, I know he's from a different tribe, a different religion. Na probably we've already spoken about these things. But you see, I think the worst fear inakuanga ukienda kuintroduce ama useme tu, unajua you have to test the waters. Unaenda unaambia madhe by then niko na mutus and huyu mutus ni so and so anaitwa hivi. They always ask anaitwa nani, anafanya job wapi. Unajua kuna wale tu watuuliza tu outright anaitwa nani, na atauliza jina ya pili juu utakuwa mjanja umwambie maybe anaitwa whoever, then aulize jina ya pili and then aulize pia religion. There are really people who go into it. So for me, for my siblings, I would just say I don't like this person because of this and this and this. But if you're happy, I will respect that decision. And what I'll do, Safin, I will just stay away from that relationship or that marriage, because it means every time nikienda kwa hiyo hao nitakuanga na opinion, and I don't think it's really fair for me to actually go to that house and have an opinion. I don't have the right to do that. And that's what people don't understand. Okay. Umeenda kwa nyumba ya mtu, unataka kukuwa na opinion about the curtains, the seats, the food, seriously Safin, hatuwezi ishi hivi. Hiyo ni business ya watu. Safin, acha nikwambie ni hard. Mimi I have sisters-in-law, but what I've learned from my sisters-in-law, just keep your opinion to yourself and mind your own business, because at the end of the day, you see these sisters-in-laws, pia hao wako na mind yao. They are running a household. Please remember, wana run household. Na ku run household si kitu rahisi. Wewe ukumbuke udem akona brother yako. Brother yako pia maybe wewe unajua vile brother yako anakuanga, akona watoi. You can't start go and impose these things. And then I learned one thing. Maybe kitambo sikuwa nimelearn hizi vitu, but right now nimekam kujeka into their position. I'm like, pia mimi de nitakuwa married ama kwenye nitakuwa na mtu. I would love my sisters-in-law and my mother-in-law to really respect me. So I need to respect them as much as tunaweza kuwa na different opinions. But me wacha nikwambie Safin, I keep my mouth shut and I keep my business to myself, because wezi enda kuambia msee venye atalea watoto wake, venye atapikia brother yako, vile nyumba yao inakaa. Kuna vitu zingine tunageti kuwa tuna boundaries zako. Hata wewe mwenyewe jo wezi taka mtu akuje kwako akwambie the same things. So why would you want to go there? And I also know they have opinions on me. But pia hapo tunakuaga tumeka boundary. Wewe fanya mambo yako, mimi nifanye mambo yangu as much as I don't approve. So I'd say this, I would really love to go to my mom. Enye inaweza ni hurt feelings zangu if my mom or my dad or my brothers and sisters don't approve of my spouse. Tusidanganyane Safin. Kuna kakitu ndani katakuasha. But at the end of the day, haimaanishi ati since hawamapprove ama hawamlike ati I will break up with my guy. Nitatry ku find solution. Nitatry niende nikae na Mbogi niwaulize ni aje. Shida ni gani? Niambieni tu live. Tukiwa tu peke yetu, shida ni gani? Waniambie. Whether ni venye anavaa, whether ni kwenye ametoka, whether ni nini, ni try kuambia cheki. Mimi napenda umse, na umse anani respect na anani treat vizuri. So naomba, hata kama amumpendi, ile tu time tu tumekuja hapa tu jaribini tu kumuonyesha nini? Kumuonyesha tu heshima. Na pia niende nikae na mtu wangu nimwambie cheki. Mbogi kuna venye. So we to tread carefully, usibonge, tukienda tu pale we cheza chini tulia, because at the end of the day this is their family and this is also my family. My man is my family, because tutapata watoi wetu sasa tutaienda kwa kina boy ati juu familia yao inipende. Mimi nitaishia. Mimi Safin unanijua. I will go to that house, but kenye nitafanya nitacheza chini.
Unatakata hiyo story.
Nitaenda.
Mbona niende huko na spendwi?
Mimi nitaenda.
Unajua niende huko ndaambiwa mama boss. Alafu uko una belong kwa tribe yenye sio yao, so watakuwa wanaongea.
Safin, I will go kuonyesha cheki. Mimi najua mnipendi, lakini ndo kusema kama ananipenda, because at the end of the day if my man has protected me from that kind of toxic environment, amewaonyesha I know you guys don't like this person and it's actually my job to protect my man from my family. I'll just go and tell them I know you don't like this guy, but I love him and I'm going to have a future with him. So guys, please let's just be adults, to try to kuwa civil, to try to kucheza chini, but yenye inauma. Safin, tuonge ukweli, inauma when your family does. At the end of the day tuambiane tu ukweli, it will hurt you if your family does not approve. Yes, utakana huyu mtu, but at the back of your mind utakaga ukisema aki, lakini mom lakini mbona yani he's a good guy. I wish you could see. And then another thing, let me just add on that. Sometimes you will find that when you listen to your family, you will find that they don't think that he's the right spouse for you. For them, wako na ideal partners in their head. Unapata kaa sister yako na ideal partner of a man, but anataka kuimpose that partner on me. Unaget? Kuna hiyo difference ya, anaweza kuwa na valid reasons aseme, umse kuna red flags fulani. Enye sometimes family inaonanga na we hawezi ona. Kuna sometimes family inakuanga right. Let's give it to them. Kuna sometimes family wanaweza ona vitu, but we hauoni. But kuna time ingine, they just don't like him because maybe your sister anaona, umse anadu, wewe sasa wewe, mimi ningeolewa, ingekuwa ni mimi, mtu wangu angekuwa hivi. So sasa nataka huyo mtu afit wewe. So you need to differentiate between the two of those. So kuna ile opinion yenye ina matter, ile yenye watakwambia, yenye umse kuna red flags fulani, umse venye you behave kuna patterns zake fulani, but wewe utajionea. But kuna zile tu mtu anakuambia, mimi simpendi Joanna, mimi simpendi jo ametoka hii tribe, ama jueni wewe ni Christian, yeye ni Muslim, ama wewe ni Muslim. Kuna hizi vitu tu fulani zenye yenyewe mimi personally nitasema tu okay fine, kama mumpendi mimi niko na yeye na kufa na yeye.
But itahitaji thick skin to against your family. Unajua sometimes kama ni watu hauko blood related, unaweza waambia nyi by the mtajipanga kama mu approve of the person I am with, but your blood it's really hard to go against your blood na useme. But then again, Roberta, amesema sometimes family were right. Has there been any incident tu uliambiwa tu kitu ukasema nyi mtajisort, but baadaye yenyewe unakaa unajita mkutano.
Kuramba.
Unasema by the way kuna vile familia ilikuwa inasema ukweli. Hizi vitu, yeah?
Of course,
those moments.
Ukiambiwa, but the good thing about age and experience and growth is something I'm learning even with my family personally. Kitambo nilikuwa kichwa ngumu, lakini saizi, now that I have much more experience, now that I'm a bit older, nimeanza kuona, I always say this, mothers have superpowers. I don't know how, but I just feel it. There is nothing my mom has ever told me that was wrong. And that's why I listen to her. I really care about her opinions. I mean, these days I really listen to her because she's wiser, she's older, she has much more experience on earth than me. Of course, she knows, she can spot patterns, she can be able to see. And I'd like to believe, not that I'd like to believe, I know for sure, my mom would never tell me anything that would intentionally break me. If anything she tries to do would be to try and protect me, whether it's something I don't approve of or I don't agree with. Later, unakujanga kuona, nyewe mama alikuwa right. So while it's very difficult to listen, of course you don't listen when
you are in
people
love.
Come and tell you
are in love.
But I think also the advice needs to come from people you trust.
Yeah.
Kuna mse flani akiniambia kitu, sita question. Sitauliza tena. If ikienda sana ndauliza tu, like, why do you feel this way? Why would you say that? Why do you feel this guy is not right for me? What do you feel about it? But kuna watu wengine hata siwezi sikiza. Kwa sababu either I don't want to live the lives they're living, or they've never been able to give me credible advice, or their opinions don't really matter to me as much. So I'd say kuna wale wase wenye wakikupea advice ni important sana usikize. Mi madhangu hakuna siku ashaini fail. She's been right every single time, whether it's about a friend, about a job, about money, about relationships. She takes one look, and if she tells me, I'm not sure, hata ka sitasikiza, kitaniramba. Kitaniramba. And I think people who love you can genuinely and generally feel the energy of the people who are in your life who do not care about you. Like, if someone cares about you and they come in and they see, I don't like the way this guy is treating my daughter, then that's something you should maybe consider. Yeah. And it doesn't, of course, it shouldn't have to be along the lines of hate. Hizo stories are tribe, sijui race, sijui nini. Hizo ni vitu tunaweza discuss. Hizo ni vitu trivial. Na preference is very relative. I can like this kind of guy and you don't like this kind of guy, and that should be fine. You shouldn't come, venye Cutie amesema, you shouldn't want to come and impose your things on me. But I feel like if you work on yourself and you have your own discernment, you're going to be able to tell who is around you able to be genuine. Whether it's advice from your dad, even whether it's your brother. Sometimes your brother is maybe the smartest person in the room. Or even if he's not the smartest person in the room, he loves you more than everyone in the room. So if he tells you something and you feel like this should be coming from somewhere, then maybe you should look into it. Figure out, why would they say that? What does it mean for me as a person with this other person I'm dating? Figure it out. But kama ni mtu hauwezi take advice from, I don't think even their opinions should really affect you. Because I also try to encourage people to take advice from people they want to be like. People they look up to, people in whatever way, whether it's emotionally, it could be your mom has high emotional intelligence. She might not be rich, but she's still smart. You can definitely get so much from her. It could be your stranger, it could be us here on the panel, somebody sees and they're like, I want to be like Cutie. Then it makes sense to follow the things that, not to the T, but like to just heed, to listen to, Cutie alifikaje hapo, alifanya nini, alifanya 1, 2, 3. Hata kama haita work for me exactly in the same way, there must be some truth, because she's achieved the things that I want. She's driving the car I want. She has the job I want. So what is it that Cutie did? Who's this person she had to become to achieve the things that she needed? So I'd say, work on your personal growth, work on yourself so that discernment becomes easier. Usisikize tu advice zote fwa. Watu wanaenda online, and I always say this, anyone can have a platform. You don't have to be an expert. Naeza enda home leo ni decide kufungua podcast ya magari. Na niende Google, nisome vitu za magari, niongele juu ya magari. What do I know about cars? Anyone can do it. Anyone can come on TV and give their opinions. Anyone can write a blog or an article in the newspaper. Anybody can do whatever they want.
Yeah.
But if you're keen and you harbor a lot of discernment, you think about the things you consume, the people you listen to, the people you hang around, etc., it helps you make your decisions better. So now, even if me, Roberta, as your friend, I come and tell you, I don't like the way that guy talked to you, you'll be able to see it. It won't be a debate. It won't be a fight. You won't feel like I'm coming from a place of anger or pain. And even if I am, you'll still be able to tell, advice ya Bobby, see straight. Inakanika, she's jealous of me. But if you don't have discernment, if you don't care about your own growth, you won't be able to tell who hates you, who doesn't like you, who gives you advice that is detrimental. So personal growth, personal healing is very, very important for every relationship so that you're able to show up exactly how you're needed.
Yeah, wow. That was deep. I mean, giving that example. But then she always takes us back to kujielewa na kujijua, you know, like all these things we talk about on this show, at the end of the day,
it's about you.
It's about you and what you know about yourself and what you want from the world and the people that you relate with, yeah? At the end of the day, there's a lot of work. Actually, hii show kenye nimekam kuget, it helps you first relate better with yourself.
Yes.
Yeah? Every other thing, itafuata. Inaanza. Do you love yourself first before you're loved? Do you respect yourself? All those things you want. Have you given yourself those things first? Yeah? So that you expect that of other people. Fanya your homework. But then, coming back to our topic, there's nothing as beautiful as kupeleka mtu wako nyumbani na akubalike. Unaona hii kitu imeandikwa?
Approved. Very
approved.
Umekwa stamp.
That's a beautiful thing. So, Cutie nataka uongee na familia. Before you give that opinion or you say no or you give your reservations, what would you consider are some of the fundamental things that families should look out for? Kabla mtu amsome aje, what is it that they should consider? And this decision, what should they base their decision on? Because sometimes wanakata mtu mzuri.
Wanakata mtu mzuri.
Ndio umekaa naye miaka. Au wamemwona tu maybe one day and then they've decided within that one day. So what should they consider?
For me, I think it's about how this, for me, kama ingekuwa ni mimi ni chali yangu, my family should be able to, si wananijua vizuri, they've known me for all this time, nimekuwa with my family. So they should be able to read my body language. Kama niko happy, they would know. I mean, my mom would know if I'm happy or not. Hata saa zingine madhe, nendaga home ananiambia, wewe ni kama uko sawa, you know. Like your mom should be able to tell my siblings, even my bro, saa zingine ananikoliga ananiambia, wewe sijaona kama jana, sijaona kama umeupdate status uko sawa. Yani, unajua kuna venye wamenisoma wanajuanga, huyu dem.
Akiwa sawa.
Kuna vitu zenye akiwa sawa anafanyanga na kuna vitu. So kama niko na umse and he's amenioa na tuko, if I change and because they know me, of course sitakuwa the same person. Definitely, I'm going to be a different person, but watajua if I'm happy or not. Your family and friends will always know if you're happy or not. So the things that you should consider for me personally, I think, does this guy make me happy? Despite of his religion, his tribe, his financial status, am I happy? At the end of the day, jiulizeni, nyinyi kama familia mkikaa kama kikao, na mkisema vile huu boy si mpoa na mimi, jiulizeni kitu moja, Cutie yako happy? Umse utritaje Cutie? And I'm respecting tukiwa hapa tumekaa. Because you see, sometimes it's about how this guy treats me when I'm with my family. Because watasoma tu rada waone, na huyu boy ataachagi Cutie aongee. When Cutie is with this guy, anakuanga reserved, anakuanga amenyamaza, she's not herself. I think those are some of the things that you should really look out to. Tuachane na financial things. Hizo hazitusaidii mahali popote. Hiyo ni mimi nikidecide. But kama mimi nimedecide napenda huyu mse venye yako, mbona nyinyi mnafaa mjali kuhusu financial? Maybe mimi nimeamua kubeba ngoria hii familia. Alafu nyinyi mnakuja mnasema, unajua. So Safina, I think it's about my happiness. Like kama ananitreat vizuri, if there's any form of abuse, whether it's emotional, whether it's, you know, physical abuse, hizo ndo vitu zinafaa kukua considered into a relationship. Because kama of course mtu ananipiga, familia yangu hezi nyamaza. Kwanza mabro wangu venye wanakuwa overprotective, wanaka mtu aseme, oya, buda hapa itakuwa hard. Wetu turudishie msichana wetu, you know. But as long as I am happy, as long as I'm glowing, na ninaenda naambia, kuna mtu tu kwa familia nitaambia ukweli. At the end of the day, either ni bro yangu mdogo ama ni sizi yangu nitaenda nimwambie mi by this iko happy juu hii na hii na hii na atajua tu. So as long as your let me call your sibling or your son or your daughter is happy, I think you should really be able to sit back, let them work it out, because they are also learning. Even you as a parent, walilearn na mtu wako. Hata kama mapiro wako walikuja wakaingilia hiyo relationship, there are people who have not gone home for 10 years. Kuna wase huwa wanaruka familia yao na wanasema by the way, if you guys are not going to accept this person, then hatutawahi kuja hapa tena. Na Safin, hakuna mtu mwenye anataka kuishi.
So would you rather lose your son?
Would you rather lose your,
you know,
kana at the end of the day, nini, what's the worst that can happen?
Alafu baraka ya wazazi pia inakuanga muhimu.
Baraka ya wazazi ni muhimu. So weka mzazi, jiulize aje, nisipo bless son yangu, nisipo bless daughter wangu, where do I want them to go at the end of the day? Kuna kwa gana ile healthy competition ya mother-in-law, of course. Kuna zile vitu zenye ataona huyu apiki mtoto wangu vizuri.
Mother-in-law kwa hiki.
Mother-in-law sana hapo kwa mother. Acha nikwambie, mother-in-law na sisters ndio wanakuanga. Unacheki mimi nikiweza olewa for example, ni ngumu sana tukue na issue na beef na the brothers. Inakuanga very hard unless mimi ni mtu mbaya. But if I'm just a good person, ama bro atakuwa tu zile za wachane na umse yako tu sawa. Huyu dem anakuanga tu sawa. But utapata maybe mother-in-law ama the sisters ndio tutakuwa na quarrels now. Ama mademu waone umseni kama ako hapa juu, hizi doni kama aziingi mtaani vile zilikuwa zinaingia. You know, there's some things, Safin, it's normal na ni healthy. Sometimes utasema like mother-in-law atakuwa za haupiki mtoto wangu. Unajua hata ukiambiwa kitu hiyo, of course utajam, but utasema tu ni sawa. This one hii inaweza fogo. Hizi ni vitu tunaweza kaa chini to discuss. But the fact that tunaweza kosa kwenda kwa kina boy ati for like 5 years because hawanipendi, mimi siwezi taka kuona. Even for me, I would not want to see that with my man. I would just go talk to my man and tell him, by the way, babe, hapa mimi siko comfortable ati uongee na familia yako. Najua mimi ni protect, najua unanipenda, but see to try to get a resolution. Can we sit down? Hizo vikao zinakuanga serious. Imagine sit down with the family. I know it's hard and it's not easy, but I think you kama wewe kwenyu ndio kuna issue na uambie spouse wako, please tukae chini na familia yangu. So talk to your family kando, talk to your man kando, then bring them together. Waseme tu hizo issues ziko hapo, hata kama hazitakuwa resolved, but at least they will know where you stand and they will know where your man stands.
Kwanza kuna ile point unapata mzazi anaambia mtoto wake outrightly, ukioa huyo msichana,
ati you're no longer part of this family.
You're no longer part of this family.
Unataka baraka zitoke wapi? Unataka baraka zitoke wapi?
Surely. Muhimu. Ama sometimes unapata mtu amefall in love na somebody from a family yenye wewe hujui familia zenu kumbe zilikosana kitambo.
Au hujui hata huko
kumbe ni maadui and you
generational.
Mimi usema maybe ni God anataka kurudisha
hizi familia pamoja.
Wakioa kwa hiyo familia usahau kabisa. I want us to sample some tweets so that we can be able to also hear what you saying out there, your experiences and your thoughts. But then again, like we're saying here on the show as we wait for the tweets to be up, mtoto wako usimtupe kwa sababu ya relationship. Ikifika point you see your son or daughter has made that decision, the best you can do as a parent is to support them, bless them and walk with them that journey. Believe that your son or daughter umemlea vizuri na anajijua, na akienda huko na aone kitu mbaya, they will be kind to themselves enough to say hata wao hawezi endelea na hiyo situation. They'll come back home and they'll tell you, mommy, daddy, you are right. Acha tusikie mnasema nini huko nje. Like, thank you so much for just taking time to share with us your thoughts. So kuna mmoja anaitwa Tracy anasema, I'm currently going through something similar to this discussion. I'm in a relationship with a divorced guy. I can't actually say it's a divorce, but using the word separated would be proper. He has one kid, baby boy, under his custody. I love him. On seeking approval from my family, my mother is against it. 1, because of religion, and 2, because he's got a kid and he's separated. My family feels I am getting married as a second wife. I don't know what to do. Kindly advise. Okay, Tessie, not Tracy. Good morning, ladies. I'm expectant for the man I love and chose, but my parents hate him and his family because, because of tribe. All right, to some extent, my family approval matters, more so parents, they normally foresee. Can remember my mom warning me that I'll be left after we've made some progress together. I didn't take it to heart, but that's exactly what happened 6 years later, starting from zero again, all right? There's another one here saying, for my case, I'm a student and I come from a family with limited financial means, and guess what? Her parents hate me for that. I don't recognize, this is Glory from Meru, I don't recognize giving any opinion to my brother's girlfriend, because when he marries her, she will hate you because ladies keep grudges for long. Okay, Glory from Meru. All right, Gloria amesema yeye atamind business yake juu akitoa opinion. Huyo msichana, huyo girlfriend ya ndugu yake atakipia grudge forever. So anaamua tu yeye opinion yake ni opinion yake. But very interesting things people are saying out there, Roberta. Kuna ule anasema the family is against her relationship because the husband or the man she is with is separated and has a kid. So the family feels she'll be getting married as a second wife. I feel like this lady already knows the situation and she's already in it. So anaelewa why she's there, but the family feels they have an issue with that kind of an arrangement. There's one we're saying, the family is against, she's already even expectant for this man, but the family is against it because anatoka from a certain community. So the things we've been talking here about.
Yeah.
Do they make sense? I mean, they need advice. What do they do?
Well, hizi ni vitu zinafanyika for real. Kwanza hizi za tribe. Tumezisikia hata sisi home. Umesikia, don't bring that guy, don't nini. But while a lot of people also hold the approval of their families very dear to their heart, I'll just go back to talk about discernment. Like, you should be, as an adult who's deciding actively to get pregnant and to carry a baby especially, and to get married, it means you have some level of responsibility. And that means that you have to really work on yourself. You can't be confused about the decisions that you're making, which means you have to be sure that this is what you want, to the point that naysayers or outside opinions are not really going to affect your relationship, but rather will help you gain insight on your decision making. Like, just because the parents don't approve because of the guy's tribe doesn't mean they need to break up or whatever. But it just means that there's a discussion that needs to be had. Like, there's an active discussion that
I like that because it shows she also she cares about what the family says.
Absolutely. Yeah. And not just with the family, with the partner as well. They need to discuss, because it won't just come up now. It will come up when you have kids, when you guys are deciding which school to take your kids, which environment to live in, which family to visit over the holidays, where you people, like, so many things, so many other decisions are intertwined in this one thing that's stemming from tribe. So while I say it's unfortunate that people think along those lines, it's something that actively happens. And the other one for the lady who is separated the man is separated
and as a kid.
In her question, she seems a bit unsure. She's not very sure of herself, because she keeps going back to even correct what the situation is, which shows me that she's not very firm in her decision. Like, she's not very sure what's happening. I mean, it looks like she knows what's happening, that's why she's in that situation. But mi husema, ikifika point yenye unakaa chini whether ameenda Twitter akatype hiyo tweet, inamaanisha kuna kitu ana feel, kuna advice ana seek, kuna kitu anataka kuambiwa. And that already there is your answer. I'm not saying leave him or don't stay in such a situation. I'm just saying there should be a reason where all this caution is coming from your family. If the caution makes sense and it seems like these people don't want you to get hurt, then maybe you need to actually consider and have a discussion again also. Talk to your family, figure out what is it they feel. Sometimes it's just fears because of the traumas they've also gone through. Maybe someone has been through a divorce, so they can say, oh, Charlie ako divorce, tati ameachana na wongo. Opinions will come from everywhere, but if you guys are not having active conversations that determine exactly where you are, na si ati siko sure kama ndakuwa second wife, let him make it clear. Let him make it clear. 1, 2, 3, you're not my second wife, I'm divorcing her, I'm going to be with you. Or, I'm not sure, we're just separated for now, so just hang around as I make my decision. Whatever it is that you guys are doing, have a clear discussion. Don't be scared. Don't be scared to ask questions because you feel like, what if I ask him and then he stops talking to me? Then that's a plus. Because someone that you want to get married to should be able to have these conversations very openly. They should be able to listen to you, to hear you out. If they shut down, if they lock you out of the conversation, if they do not want to have a discussion, then that's an answer. So from these people who are asking for advice, I'd say the fact that you're seeking advice means there's some turmoil within you, and that's why you need some peace, you need some answers. So go back to that. Go back to self and ask yourself, why do I have these feelings? Why am I not sure about my Kikuyu boyfriend or my divorcee husband? What is it that makes me feel like this? Is it reassurance that I need? Is it the conversation we need to have clearly? Is it so I'm just staying? What exactly is it? When you're able to answer these questions and to delve into it, then you'll figure out you hardly ever need even other people's advice.
Yeah, true.
You don't even need to go on Citizen and tweet anymore, because utakuwa ushajijibu. Hata kama unataka reassurance flani na confirmation flani, you'll be able to introspect before you start seeking other people's validation.
All right. You know, what she's saying, you just go back to you.
Yes.
Like, are there things you're reading from the relationship? Forget about the family for now. Actually, the family buys the script you give them. And it has to be a genuine script. Yeah. So before you present your man or your woman to your family, do your homework. Make sure it's a relationship that is stable. You have worked on it. Munaelewana, mnajuana. He's somebody you can vouch for. He's somebody you can stand na defend principles zake, because wewe mwenyewe umezielewa na umemtest. Like, if you want approval, take somebody who has been tried and tested. Umemfanyia mtihani mpaka akapita mtihani yako.
We mwenyewe umemvet.
We mwenyewe umemapprove. Ndio hizo maswali utaulizwa kwa hiyo kikao. Utajibu because it's something it's a process you've gone through. Sometimes tunapelekanga watu wenye hatujakuwa sure.
Yes.
By the time tunaulizwa hizi swali, pia si tunarudi mkutano, tunasema by the way, ako na bibi na like, please just do your homework kabisa. Is this person giving you reasons to feel like maybe watarudiana na bibi yake? That is something you should pick up with him. Discuss it. Get over it first. Your family should not be part of your relationship at that stage. Mkisha deal na hiyo kabisa mpaka mkakuwa sure. Hata kama utakuwa second wife, deal with it. We uko comfortable?
Yes.
Na in the event it happens, are you comfortable with being a second wife? Once you're sure like that, you will ambia your family that me by this ina shida. Hata akirudi, I mean, me by this tushaongea, tutajua vile tutafanya. But the moment you're still not sure, first of all, I think you need to work on yourself. We mwenyewe jite mkutano, uone kama your relationship, first of all, ina fulfill your needs. Look at the relationship in the long term. How will it look like? Will you be okay with that? Once you deal with that, we peleka mtu wako nyumbani, ongea na familia yako, hapo mtafika huko.
Mtasort mbele.
Script yako ndio watafollow by the way. What you say about your man is what your family will buy. What you say about your woman is
what your family will buy. True.
It's cutie.
I like what you said. Words of wisdom. Hapo Safini umesema kweli by the way. Na utapata kuna watu umepeleka mademka watano kwa madhako. Surely what are you trying to imply? What are you trying to tell your mom? Even your mom will be like, hata si umeleta and they will always know by the way. They'll be like, oh you. But honestly, tukienda kumaliza tu naweza taka kusema, you as the in-laws, please just be very careful what you say to you, maybe your sibling or your son or your daughter, because at the end of the day, any decision yenye ye mwenye amemake. Na ukiona boy amepeleka dem kwao, wewe jua tu hapa probably ako so serious. So by the time ukuje umwambia opinion yenye unajua kwanza itamvuruga akili, just kaa kwanza pia we kama in-law, kaa kwanza, jiite mkutano ujiulize, nikisema hii kitu, do I really mean it? Ama tu narusha tu words hapa kule. Is it really that bad? Is she really that bad that I have to say my opinion about it? Naweza kuja tu nimwambie kando na nimwambie kwa upole, but be really careful what you say, because hata wewe, tuseme mtu kama mimi, the way I deal with my in-laws, that I mean, at some point, nikiolewa, what will unajua wale in-laws watakuja kusema nini? But if you made the decision, kama mimi cutie, ama mtu wangu amemake decision na ameamua, this is going down, tutenda pale tuambie, by the way, this is happening, guys. Like, this is really happening, tunaoana. So please get in line, my people. As in, hapa hatuendi nyuma. We're not going back on this. Tusha discuss. Unaona hizo concerns zote mko nazo. Imagine tumekaa chini. Kama huyo demo mwenye anasema hapo, like she's expectant, but familia yake ipendi huyo boy juu ya tribe. Mambo ya tribe, mnaweza sote uko mbele. Unaget, but kama wewe mwenyewe, unafeel unapenda huyo mtu kabisa na unafeel it can work for you. Imagine you have to fight for your man. At the end of the day, you have to fight for your girl. If you're really sure. We mwenye intuitions zako zimekwambia cheki, mi napenda umse. Na umse venye naonanga akini treat, umse venye ananibeba na anani respect. I want to build a future with him. Na vile umesema, they will buy the script that you're selling to them. Everyone will buy that script. Na wakiona, by the way, cutie atakagi mchezo na boy wake. Hata cutie akikujaga huku tuanze kuongea kuhusu boy wake, anakuwaga mkali sana. Imagine they will not talk about the guy. Bora ikuwe ni script. Usiende ile script fake ati ananipenda, ananifanyanga. We mwenye unajua, deep down, hata ukienda kuuliza opinion ya familia yako, imagine deep down you know
the truth.
if you really love this guy. So please, as parents, just try to bless your kids, because hakuna mali pengine wataendea hiyo blessing. Wewe mwenyewe kama mzazi ndio una bless mtoi wako, na wewe pia kama sibling, brothers and sisters, just mind your own business. Sometimes you're kuenda kumwambia anything, your opinion sometimes does not really matter. If it's really necessary, yes, but if it's not, keep it to yourself, let them learn on their own, because pia wewe angalia nyumba yako venye iko, unaenda kupeana huko opinions na kwako ndio kunaungua mtu wangu. So I'd really like to say, just respect people's relationships. At the end of the day, waheshimu tu, waombe hata kama mzazi.
The same family, by the Roberta, the same families zenye wanaweza kataa kukupatia hiyo approval nini, they are the same ones who start asking you, kwani uleti mtu? Najua tafika point,
it's true.
Kwani uleti mtu? And then sijaiona kikao yenye dem ameletwa ama umeleta mtu wako nyumbani, and then familia inasema, by the way, mtoto wetu, I don't think they are good for you. Because by the way, kuna wale watu wenye familia wanajuanga, huyu mtu si mzuri, unisumbua. Mbona msiambie huyo mtoto wa wenyewe ati huyu naye atakusumbua, huyu naye ako hivi na hivi, huyu naye ako, mbona it's actually very selfish if you ask.
Because even them they're trying to dispose.
Hatuondoke. Kama mko ready mtoto wenyewe waondoke. Mbona msikubali huyu mwenye amekuja, ameletwa, mtoto wenyewe amemleta akasema nimempenda, I want to start a family with them. Tuache kuwa selfish.
And something let me just finish by saying that I think this is something I do personally. I think it's very important to be able to bring your lover around the people you consider family. I think it's very important, because those are the people who love you. They'll tell you what they see. They'll tell you how they feel. They'll be able to spot things you can't yourself. And by family, I don't just mean like your blood-related family. I mean the friends you hang around, the people you genuinely consider family, people you feel care about you. Bring your lover. Let us see the things you will not see. Ukimficha na uko na hizo stories zote za sijui divorce, separation, you're expectant, you're not sure about his tribe, you're so confused, you're so scared your parents won't approve. If sisi, your friends, we're not even able to say anything, and you consider us a friend. Siongeji acquaintance ama tu watu mtu yoyote anaweza yap. I mean me, somebody who you consider a sister, somebody who you know I love you absolutely. You should feel free to bring your lover around me, even your other friends, because I'll be able to say, I spend even 1, 2, 3. Ama I really like your friends. They're so kind, they're so respectful, and that helps also with tunakuanga na hii kitu ya individualism sana, and I think bringing back community, bringing back situations where we are able to love each other bila jealousy, animosity, anger, backhanded feelings za maybe unataka kunichomea juu una like msee wangu na we ni sister yangu ama vitu ka hizo. Kureduce tu vitu ka hizo, I think it's really important we work on ourselves and in turn it will relate in the kind of environment we are always around. Then in turn, hata mamako ama sister yako akikwambia kuna kasoro hapo, you will be confident. You'll know for sure there's a time he's actually spoken badly to me, and the fact that my sister is noticing again, that's ding 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 red flag. So work on yourself deeply so that you're able to show up in these relationships, and you're able to choose yourself, you're able to love yourself, and you're able to love your partner when even them they're loving you correctly.
And they're helping you love. By the way, familia yako kusaidia kupenda mtu wako.
Inakuwa fiti.
Inakuwa fiti. Lakini ni pole pole, you'll get there. And then relationships are also a progress. It's a journey. Usitushitue tu kama mshapanga kila kitu mpaka budget mumeandika, mnakuja nyumbani kusema mnafanya harusi hii weekend. Hapana. I mean, it's a process. The moment you meet this person, ukafika ile level una feel ni mtu like mnataka kukua serious, start letting your family in on that relationship. Pole pole, of course kuna boundaries, but anza kutembea na wao. Ndio ikifika hiyo siku unataka kusema sasa you said yes or you proposed to this woman, the family is in the picture. Hata hizo issues wako nazo mnadilingi mkienda, mnadil nazo mkienda. If they have reservations, they'll say mnadil nazo mkisonga. Ndio ikifika hiyo siku ya ya ndoa msitushinde. Kuna watu tu wananyamaza huku town, then ikifika siku ya kuoana wanaenda nyumbani wanasema your opinion does not matter, we have our budget, we have everything. Anyway, we have a lot to say, but wacha tuachie hapo. At Roberta Bobby, at QT Lady Josh, tafuta wasichana uendelee kuongea nao on social media. Thank you so much for creating time for us this particular Tuesday. At Safin_Cheng is where you find me as well. Let's keep talking, but for now it's a wrap. Have a lovely day ahead.